So good morning, everybody. My name is Eric King. I'm a manager of the Retail and Consumer Products group here at Salesforce.com. Good morning from a foggy San Francisco, and thanks for joining us. Over the next 40 minutes, we'll be discussing how to grow your retail sales with customer service by using our Salesforce.com product, Desk.com. We'll be recording this, and also send you a recording, so if you need to drop off, don't worry about it. We're going to begin with a 5-minute overview. Spend about 10 minutes with our guest speaker, Chris OBrien from One Kings Lane, and then my colleague Nicole McLeod will give a 15-minute demonstration, and time permitting, we'll wrap up with a couple questions. We're going to get things started off with a bang here by showing you some legal language from our Safe Harbor statement. We just want to make sure that you make any purchasing decisions based on what's currently available, and you can also find this on our website. So this is simple. Digital has transformed the way that we buy from retailers. The retail industry is undergoing a dramatic shift. In-store foot traffic is down, online research is up, and smartphones are becoming increasingly important to the consumer's in-store shopping journey. And has also introduced complexity. For example, systems in the back end need to work together to support a customer buying online and then returning in a store. Online has created a new channel for retailers to emerge and expand nationally overnight, but with 47% of retail businesses failing within the first 4 years, building strong relationships with customers is essential. Good customer support is key to attracting and growing your customer base. Your customers are demanding a personalized experience. Take Amazon with their feature of items you might like for recommendations. Your customers are shopping on your site and buying from you anytime, anywhere. You don't have store open hours anymore. Your customers are proactive and expect instant response. Think Zappos. They put customer service first, no hassle returns. Now other retailers are following their lead. The customers are really giving pressure to retailers because they have to have robust customer service technology in place to help them meet the high customer demands. If they don't, they will lose a long-term customer to a competitor who can meet these expectations. As a result, small online retailers with limited resources and budget face some unique challenges. High volume support cases make it hard to capture all the demands. Small teams struggle to keep up with high volume of support requests, especially around simple things like, what is the return policy? How do I reset my password for my account? Where is my shipment? When you don't have a system in place, it's easy for customer requests to fall through the cracks. Agents are also drowning in customer inquiries. Consumers use every channel possible, email, phone, social, when they need support. And customers want the answers fast. The agents are drowning in all these requests. And siloed information keeps things disconnected. Customer information is stored in disparate systems, leading to slow response times and inaccurate customer histories. Customers end up explaining their story, and they're frustrated. You need to have a system that shows the most up-to-date information about the customer and their purchase history so you can provide smarter service that is effortless. Desk.com is an all-in-one customer service application specifically designed for the needs of small businesses. This app contains all the service features the support team needs to deliver quality customer service wherever they are, and it comes with everything you need out of the box. You can offer multi-channel support, manage customer requests from any channel, email, phone, social, web forms, chat, in one place for a 360-degree view of all your customer requests. As robust agent productivity tools, giving your agents the right tools so they can speed through high volumes of cases and at the same time make shopping personal. Desk's macros automate and personalize customer communications. CSAT scoring lets online retailers constantly keep a pulse on their business so they can create a true VIP experience. And you can create one customer view, integrate data from leading e-commerce platforms such as Spree and Shopify directly into Desk so you can have a single view of all your customer information in one place. The best part is you can start fast. Desk can be deployed in as little as an hour without the need for consultants or IT support. And it has all the tools you need to scale, whether it's scaling your business because of rapid customer growth or scaling for the holiday rush. So this is how we impact your business. Customers that use Desk see improvements across every support metric. These are amazing metrics, but the point here is that the right customer service app can have enormous benefits for your support organization. But most importantly, one of them is that you can increase customer satisfaction. This means more returning customers and more sales. So here are a few examples of retail customers using Desk to help them grow their business. There are thousands of other customers out there that succeed with the app. But to understand a little bit more on how exactly Desk can help you manage success, I'd like to introduce Chris O'Brien from One Kings Lane, and she and I will talk a little bit more about how she's using Desk.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. As you already said, my name's Chris O'Brien. I'm a senior manager over here at One Kings Lane in our operations department, and I've been here for about 2.5 years.
Great. And how does One Kings Lane utilize Desk for its business?
So we've actually, over the past 3-4 months, we've actually grown our use case of Desk.com quite a bit. It previously was just our customer care team of about 50 users, and we've expanded it to go across 12 teams. We have 105 users in both our San Francisco and New York offices and our distribution center. We use it for both internal and external communication with our vendors and our customers, and communication between our teams. So we've also, in the midst of all of that, we've developed 2 help centers with your multi-brand products, and we have 2 custom web forms that service our internal teams.
Well, that's fantastic. It's been great to see how Desk has been able to scale. So I know One Kings Lane used to be a small customer, just like we have many customers that just have 1 or 2 licenses of Desk. What's your philosophy around customer and vendor service, and why do you think One Kings Lane customer service is differentiated?
So based on how we use the platform, there's actually 2 parts of the question. We have our customers and our vendors, who are both equally valuable relationships for our business. Our vendors provide us with the great product that makes One Kings Lane the incredible site that it is, and then the customer who's eager to be inspired and find great products for her home. We strive to provide the best service to both our vendors and our customers as they're key components to our success. When your customers are happy, they come back and shop your site, and when our vendors see our increased sales, they're eager to continue to list their products. The success in that is just really listening to your customers and your vendors and trying to strive to achieve the best experience possible, the best experience in the business.
Great. Well, I know that the technology is only one piece to it. I mean, obviously you have to have some amazing employees there to be behind that process and the technology. What are the qualities that you look for in your employees and how you use them as an extension of your brand?
Absolutely. The qualities we look for in our specialists or agents are smart, hardworking, and empathetic individuals. Understanding the quality of the product our vendors provide and who our customer is paramount to our agent's success. Them having a holistic perception of our brand and our goals makes for a great agent. Ultimately, we're all consumers, and we like to treat our customers and our vendors with the same fairness we want to be treated. So we're constantly learning and evolving to keep up with our customers and our vendor base to make sure we're receiving the best experience in the business.
Well, it's all about retaining customers so there'll be a lifetime source of revenue and making them happy. But how is customer service playing a role in that retention?
Ooh, that's a total group effort over here. We've got our buyers, our merch team, marketing, site developers, tech org, creative, bloggers, operations, customer care. The list goes on and on, really. It takes a village to make the site beautiful, unique, and shoppable and get the product to the front door and to the customer in the time frame that they wanted it. We change our process constantly. We listen to what the customers and vendors are saying, and we're constantly evolving. That's pretty much it. We try to make the site as best we possibly can down to the point in time they receive it. That experience needs to be flawless to keep them coming back.
Yeah. And how does, happy customers certainly make them come back, but what else does One Kings Lane do to keep the conversation going with their customers to remind them to come back?
Just being there on the other end to make sure they're listening to their issues, solving their problems. We do a lot of email marketing, making sure we get back to our customers and our vendors within a decent amount of time so they're heard and their issues are addressed.
Great. And could you tell us a story about how One Kings Lane manages customer inquiries prior to Desk?
So prior to Desk, we were mainly just using phone, email, and some of our communication was done through our vendor portal, which is an enterprise tool. All different locations, and none of it was actually traceable. So that's been a big changer for us with Desk.com.
Yeah. What do you see as the biggest benefit from using Desk?
To the last question, I guess it's the visibility into the customer and the vendor communication and being able to tap into that data to figure out how we can operate more efficiently.
Mm-hmm. So I know tapping into the data is going to be really important for you. So what sort of metrics can you share around the reporting?
So over the last couple months, I guess on a month-to-month basis, we're currently creating about 40,000 cases per month across our teams, which is incredible, applying about 25,000 macros. We've completely eliminated our use of Google Docs in lieu of these custom web forms that now allow us to capture data from our distribution center, customers, vendors, internal communication. We're also able for the first time to see what and why our customers and vendors are contacting us for so we can improve our business.
Great. Any advice that you have for those getting started with Desk?
Yeah, I would say that identifying the problem areas that you have in your business. So the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, and why. Once you have those answers, getting set up is incredibly easy, and automating your workflow, it provides a much more efficient workday, and it surfaces a lot of information to keep your business evolving.
Okay. That's great. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Nicole, and she's going to show Desk.com in action.
Great. Hi, everyone. It's nice to meet you all, and I'll go ahead and just share my screen momentarily. Great. So I know that we've talked a lot about retail as an industry, some of the common challenges that you face, and then you've just heard from Chris on One Kings Lane and how they currently leverage Desk. So what we've done for the demo today is we've done a mock-up of a help portal for One Kings Lane to show you how you could leverage this for your customers, and then also how you'll be able to increase your agent productivity and manage within Desk. So going back to what Eric was talking about initially, really the scope of customer service has changed over the years with, mobile apps, cell phones, iPads, and, customers really want an immediate answer. They don't necessarily want to send in an email and have 3 or 4 days until they've been able to get a response. So with Desk.com, you can actually completely brand a customer help center to match the look and feel of your website, but empower your customers to really find those answers themselves. That way they can get that immediate response that they want and feel like they're getting that quality customer service. But it helps you on the back end to manage the number of requests that you have to actually manage for your support team so that they don't get swamped, as previously mentioned is a common challenge. So you can do that by building a really robust help center. You can create a ton of different articles that will really help your customers, anything that could be somewhat self-explanatory. You can make it really easy to find, search by topic, and really manage that separately. And then you can also have the item searchable. So if I was a customer, let's say that I am Mark Kingston, and I'm looking to return my coffee table that I just purchased from One Kings Lane. So I can go ahead and search, and then any relevant article will potentially pop up for me. So theoretically, I've resolved my own issue. I don't need to reach out to support, but I've still gotten that immediate service that I want and expect from One Kings Lane. However, let's say that this didn't help my question for one particular reason. Let's say that the returns say that they have to be within 30 days, and my coffee table was 45 days old. So I want to see if there's an exception that can be made. So I need to email in. you can go ahead and click Email Us here. This is also a landing page where you can have all of your different multi-channel support. So if you want to have your Twitter handle, Facebook page, live chat, you can have all of that in one centralized place for your customers to make it as easy as possible for them to get the answers that they need. So if we fill out the email form, we can put all of the relevant information that we have here, and then I want you to notice as I start to type this response, what happens on the right-hand side. So basically what's happening is we find that people are more detailed when they fill out a web form as opposed to just searching for something in a Google search or in a help center. And so we want to give that customer one last opportunity to be able to help themselves and get that immediate answer. And so by capturing this additional data in this web form, it allows us to take a second pass through the knowledge base and find those potential answers that can help resolve the case. So I'll go ahead and submit this. Okay, and it's been sent in. So if you have any questions on the customer-facing help portal, please feel free to chat them in the chat, and we can certainly pause and take any questions. Okay, moving on to the agent inbox. So this is where your support agents will live and breathe. And so you have your centralized inbox here, which will capture all of the different requests from every different channel. On the left-hand side, however, you have different filters. And so this is the way that you're able to really manage and divide out the requests so that your agents can be as efficient as possible. This could be a couple different ways. One way in particular is by topic. So that way you could have your agents that need to manage billing can be just focused on that and not have to weed through the other types of requests that aren't necessarily relevant. Or for Chris's case with One Kings Lane, she has multiple teams and departments using Desk. So you can have those requests automatically routed and customized so that each team and department, when they log in, they only need to work on the cases that are relevant. So what this does is it helps to give that ability to have that full transparency and communication between all different teams and topics, but allow the actual support agents or customer service reps to be able to be most efficient with their time. You'll see here as well, we have labels, which are these colored items here. And what this does is it really helps you to get those metrics, like what Chris was talking about, for example. It's not just about providing efficient customer service. It's about understanding why a customer is reaching out. What changes should you be making to your business? If you're getting a spike in defective items, that might be something that you need to contact that vendor and really understand what's going on, because that's a huge impact in your business. And so you need to know more than just that a customer wants to return. You need to know why. And so having things like labels is a really easy, efficient way to get those types of metrics. So let's open this request that we just sent in as Mark. So we'll work from right to left and we'll walk through the case. So on the right-hand side is all of the case details. So this is all the information that's pertinent to this particular case. So you can see here it's really easy to change the priority, or let's say this came into the general queue, but this is really for the returns department. I could easily reassign this to a different team, and then that will automatically go into their queue. I'd even have the ability to add an internal note if I needed to send this to a different team. So I can say, hey team, please follow up. The internal note comes up in yellow, so that way you can have your teams interacting on the back end, but choose what's visible to the customer, but make it still a seamless experience with everything in one place. Moving down, you have the ability to apply these labels. So some of the labels you can have chosen to be applied automatically based on the subject or the type of customer, or you can also manually append these as well to give that additional information about this case. And then to take it a step further, you can get even more granular. So, let's say, so this is about a return. Oops, excuse me, so sorry about that. This is about a return, so we want to make sure that this has the return label. And then we want to make sure that we understand why. So when we talk to Mark, we understand that he actually thought that this coffee table was not the same as it was pictured on the website. So that gives us information of how, what type of photo we were using and maybe some adjustments that we might want to make so that we don't have other customers with a similar experience. So those are additional information that you can capture there. Moving forward to the body of the email, the first thing is you can have access to the customer history. So if Mark is a longtime customer and he had reached out multiple times, we would have all of his previous cases listed right there. So you'd be able to identify all the different issues that he's had, make sure that you're able to communicate with him and have a more personalized experience and have all of that information. And then when you go to respond to Mark, you can obviously do a manual response to Mark and type an email. But a lot of times we find that there are certain requests that are a pretty standard response, something that technically could have been warranted with an article, but the customer didn't necessarily take the time to reach out that way. So we have something that's called macros. And macros are canned responses that can also take additional actions. You can have a macro automatically add a label, resolve the case, update a custom field, all with just one click for your agents. So if I were to open this case and see that it's a return, I can use the shortcut, which is also another way that your agents can be more efficient. And I can search. And then you'll see here, it customizes the name, and with one click, you're able to resolve this issue for the customer. Over on the left-hand side, this is all of the information that you need about this particular customer. So you have all these different information here, the main fields that you need, phone number, email, but then you can add additional custom fields as well to give you additional insight. Let's say that any customer, for One Kings Lane that purchased over 5 items becomes a VIP customer. And so then that's somebody that you want to make sure your team responds to within 2 hours because they're a very important customer to you. You can easily identify that this is a VIP customer. And then that way you can create a different rule that anytime Mark emails, they'll automatically get an additional priority, an escalation, and a response within 2 hours. Additionally, with the power of being part of Salesforce, we have the ability to fully and seamlessly integrate. So as you scale your business and you look at Salesforce for your CRM, for sales and marketing, and really just being able to scale and grow, you can really have one central database and have a 360-degree view of the customer from any department. You can pull in additional pertinent information from Salesforce here, customer orders or anything like that. And then you can also actually sync the data in real time. So for example, if I was a salesperson and I was about to call Mark, I could go into Salesforce and I could see the most recent case that Mark had submitted. What's the status? Has it been resolved? And maybe if Mark had updated his phone number in Salesforce or in Desk, it would update in Salesforce. So it really just gives you that full visibility and the ability for your entire team to have an awareness of the customer. So last efficiency tool wanted to point out as well is the ability to do a bulk update. So again, if you had a few different items that were a similar issue, let's say all 3 of these were asking about your return policy, you could actually apply that same macro and automatically with one click, you'd be able to resolve multiple cases at one time. If there's any questions, please feel free to send them in the chat. Otherwise, I will move on to the reporting component. Great. So lastly, we talked a lot about how you can capture additional data from your customers and from their particular reasons for reaching out. But now we want to show you what you can actually do with it and how that can help you, empower you to change your business. We have dashboards which really give you a snapshot into like a health check of what's going on at any given point in your service environment. So this gives you the ability to see if there's a huge spike in a certain issue or a certain channel. And it gives you the ability to really get ahead of any issues before they become detrimental to the business. I can see that I've had a huge spike in returns this morning, so maybe I want to be proactive and understand what's happening and what's going on there so that then I can prevent this from it becoming a larger issue. Additionally, we have a ton of other reports that you can build and customize. One other example I'd like to show is just an overview report. So this is similar to the dashboards, except this goes over a certain period of time. So let's say I wanted to see what's been going on with my business over the last 90 days. So you can see here we have a lot going on, but this helps just give you that long-term visibility. So, there was a huge spike in this one particular day, and I can see it was created cases. So then you can actually drill into that particular day. You can go into the specific cases and then you can really resolve all of those issues and be very proactive on your business. The other thing that's great about our reports is that you can customize and save them to your favorites. So that way, if you have a report that you like to run every 30 days on how productive your agents are, for example, you can build that out, and then you can just go and click and then have that information available readily to you. And then lastly, before we wrap up with Desk.com, I just wanted to bring back the idea of us being part of Salesforce. And so it's not just the ability to have the 360-degree view of customers, it's the ability to scale and grow with Salesforce. Desk.com is unique in our space with that ability, and also, having the ability to grow to potentially an enterprise solution and be able to stay on the same platform with all of the same information and the same team supporting you is something that's really rare and unique, and it's something that we really have tried to build a product that enables that and empowers you to do so. With that concludes the demo portion of Desk.com, but would love to open things up for any questions if there are any.
So we do have quite a few that have come in, so let's just start with, can you integrate phone with Desk?
Yes, you can absolutely integrate phone with Desk. We have a couple different options, but we do have CTI, which is computer telephony integration. So you can connect your phone provider with Desk.com and automatically have cases created.
Great. And what's the difference between Desk and Service Cloud is another one of the questions.
Sure. So Desk is our out-of-the-box customer support application, and Service Cloud is our enterprise solution. So the best way to think about that is in terms of your workflow, how customized do you need your workflow to be, and how complex is your support environment. So Desk is typically a really great fit for just getting started, when you're a small team, and then you're able to scale and grow. As you heard from Chris, you can have, hundreds of agents using Desk.com. And then if you get to a certain point, we have customers like Home Depot, for example, that leverage Service Cloud for their enterprise complex customer solution needs.
Perfect. Another question. Someone saw the Twitter connection. Does it also have a connection to Facebook?
Yes. We support Twitter and Facebook, and so you are able to connect both of those or multiple Twitter handles, for example, into Desk.com and have those all filter in as new cases.
All right. Is there integration with any hosted shopping cart solution?
Sure. We have a lot of different options and flexibility in terms of those integrations, and you can absolutely pull that information into Desk.com, and then that way you can connect with your order management system or Shopify or whatever you need to connect with so that your agents can really resolve and manage all of your customer requests in one place.
All right. So I think we have time for one more. What happens if I have multiple products for my business? How does Desk handle that?
Sure. Well, going back to what Chris was saying about having multi-brand, we do have a multi-brand feature. So you can actually leverage different help centers and portals for your different brands or parts of your business, and then have all of those information filter into your same Desk.com instance.
All right.
So lastly, if you are interested in looking at Desk further, please feel free to either email us at sales@desk.com or sign up for our free trial at Desk.com.